CFG Game Cast, episode number 257, a weekly podcast created by gamers and streamers alike to discuss the latest gaming topics from the previous week. We stream a new episode every week and release it on all podcast services, so do us a favor and show us some love by liking, following, subscribing, and commenting on our Twitch page, twitch.tv/CFG Games, or on YouTube, the CFG, or go to our main website, confreaksandgeeks.com, to not miss an episode. I am Mr. CFG Games, Davis Green, and with me today, I got my two awesome co-hosts. I got Pop in the second seat. I know she's more 2D than 3D today, but it's all good. It's still Pop. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. It's a little warm. Trying to stay cool. I had a pretty chill week overall. Not too much going on. Just ready for the semester to end.
Isn't it crazy that you're saying that it's like it's too warm? It's warm. It's like we're in March, for crying out loud. You would think that would be kind of like, you know, it's breezy at least. But man, you said you're what's the temperature over there?
80 degrees with 70% humidity.
Ooh,
and no,
God.
I'm not in Florida.
70%. Jesus. Okay, that is terrible.
Not in Florida.
Oh man, that's crazy. But anyway, so you've been playing anything this week?
Mainly been on Wilds. I finally hit Hunter rank 100. Now I'm like 116 now, I think 115, something like that.
Oh, nice. You're ahead of me.
Yeah.
I've
been doing a little bit of Warriors Abyss because I'm trying to think of what I want to do for the speedrunning some events this summer.
Oh, nice.
Ooh.
Very nice.
That's one of the game ideas.
A speedrun of Warrior Abyss? Oh, that would be interesting.
Yeah.
What's your fastest time?
I haven't timed myself yet, but in-game time, first completion took me about 20 minutes, but that's probably because I was using the same character and I was already familiar with the mechanics and things. I need to see how long it would take me on a fresh save.
Wait. Are we talking about?
So when you die, your levels stack. So whatever the level is, it increases your attack and stuff. So you can just like breeze through bosses.
Wait, so like are we talking about like when you beat it in 20 minutes? Is this like at level, like at the very beginning without like, you know, without the stacking of levels?
This is after I've already leveled.
Okay, then I was like, man, dude, that's freaking awesome if you could do that in 20 minutes.
I didn't realize that the levels stacked.
Mm-hmm. If you look in your character information at the very bottom, it'll say I'm not sure if it says level specifically, but there's a little in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a number, and that's what your character's level actually is. So if you're in a floor and you know how you're getting levels on each floor, like you might be like level 5, you add that level to their actual level, and that's how your power is increasing.
Oh.
Yeah, when I figured that out, I started breezing through the game so much. Yeah. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let me use
it's like I've been using new characters every time. So I haven't seen
Man, you're just playing it wrong, just flat out, man. That's just what it sounds like.
I noticed it when I went through and I found like one of the weapons, because each character has a weapon you can like randomly get in a chest. So I got one for a character that I had used previously, but I hadn't used it. I was like, let me see what you feel like with this weapon. Your skill seems really awesome. Mm-hmm. And then when I looked at the stat, I'm like, what's this in the bottom left-hand corner? I'm like, oh, that's why you're so strong. Because like I went in, I was like, man, I'm at the boss already. I haven't even been on the game for like 2 minutes.
Right. Oh,
very nice.
That's awesome.
That's very nice. I just cannot believe that's freaking hilarious. Actually, I can't believe that.
There's a lot to unpack with that game, man. There's a lot to unpack. It seems basic, but it's not, dude.
Okay.
You're basic.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything, but he's already going on the defense.
That's a defense for Warrior.
A defense for me, man. Okay, whatever. Hey, but Pop.
Yeah.
You know the person who needs to probably go back to school and learn how to play Warriors Abyss? He claims that he did it.
With the
I want to go to that school.
It would be the 5-star general of the itty-bitty Smitty committee. I got Smitty in the third seat. What's going on, my dude?
Things have been good, but first, before we get started here, I have this is for Lucentai for his slander of Ocarina of Time. I need to learn how to play it still. I would play it for you if I knew how. I know I have. Like, the thing is like my hands are bigger than, like, it's hard to play because it's not big. It's smaller. So my hands are too big for the instrument. So I got to figure out how to play it and whatnot. But
maybe get a bigger ocarina. Maybe get a bigger ocarina though. That might be the fix.
Well, it's funny because my daughter had one too. She ended up breaking it.
Oh,
but it was bigger. So
we were on commercial break. We were on commercial break when you did, so you may want to say it again if you want to.
I don't want to.
Oh, okay.
I pulled it out. What happened was I pulled out the ocarina and I blew it in Lucentai's face. That was the TLDR of what happened if you missed it.
Smitty needs to dress up as Link one of these episodes or so. That's what needs to happen.
I got the hoodie.
You wear the top hat, the blonde hair.
I just need the tights.
Tights,
right?
Oh my God, I can see it.
No, things have been well though. Like I said, I've been grinding. I love Warriors Abyss. It's been a ton of fun. Almost finished with the Frag Punk review. I've enjoyed playing that and everything that was going on. Within that game. I also tested out a game or did a preview for a game called ZPF. It's a shump, a horizontal shoot 'em up. It is, yeah.
You mean
very
shmup?
much, or a shmup, not a shump. A shmup.
I'm like,
I said it wrong. I saw the hue before the M in my head.
Like, what the hell's a shump? I was like thinking to myself,
I promise I know things about video games and whatnot. Only shumps play shmups.
Davis is gonna send Smitty like his contract. Like, yeah, as the co-host, you're just gonna be moderating the podcast. We're gonna have Lex as the co-host again.
Essentially,
Lucentei literally pops up just to take a dig. Not for the ocarina.
Takes a dig at me, takes a dig at me, not for you, because he's on your side when you say that only shumps play shmups. Oh, never mind. I guess it is for you. I guess it is for you. Never mind. Continue.
I play ZPF. Is by Cool Cat Studio, total retro, 16-bit vibe, super, like, it was hard. Like, it is a hard game, but they actually made a physical Sega Genesis / Mega Drive cartridge for it. They had a Kickstarter and stuff like that, box, manual, all the good stuff. It's on PC. The beta's out now. They're also going to be bringing it to Switch and Xbox later. That was one of their stretch goals. So busy with that. And then you would be proud of me. I've been getting in more of Death Stranding in preparation for Death Stranding 2. I'm doing it just like I said I was gonna do Metal Gear Solid 5. He may be shaking his head already, folks. Don't believe him. I'm gonna knock out this game before the new one comes out.
Here's the thing about your run to Metal Gear Solid 5, all right?
I had already beaten the game years ago.
No. We gave him the incentive on saying to help the children for Extra Life for 2 different years to beat that game in a good timely manner. It took him and prior to that, mind you, it was 5 years after the game came out, and he still didn't play
rough,
it.
Dude.
So,
and I love the
it took him 7 years to beat it.
It was rough.
It took him 7 years.
I was so confused by the end. I was like, I don't even understand what happened.
He was so excited thinking that he beat the game at 2 o'clock in the morning. It was a mess. I feel like that's what's going to happen with Death Stranding to me. I'm just like,
I don't know if I beat the game or not. I think I did.
Oh, I remember it like it was yesterday with you about Metal Gear, and I just feel like I'm just waiting for the mock ending of it. But hey, good for you though. At least you started it.
At least I started it back up.
Did you start from the very beginning, or did you just go from where you left off?
No, I started from the very beginning. It had been too long And I was like, I don't remember anything. I was like, let me just start over.
See, Vin's calling it upcoming Death Stranding 2 clear in 2030. The rate that this is going, I can see it on the Switch too. Yes, I can see that. That seems very plausible. That's what's going to happen.
Waiting for this.
Oh God, that's funny.
What about you, brother? How was the week, man?
Man, I've been busy. I'm in the Monster Hunting too, and the biggest thing is I'm only HR 96. I need to hit level 1. I'm going to hit level 100 tonight because I want to hit 100 tonight. So get ready for the Mitsukune release is next week. Unfortunately, I will not be here for that. I'll be in Arizona for that. But I believe you need to be only 21 for it. So we should be good. So I'm looking forward to doing that. Pop, we need to play it together. I don't know why we haven't played yet together in Monster Hunter. It's really funny. Or basically the arch tempered Ray Dow is going to be a good one too. I cannot wait till that one's going to be. That's going to be a fun one. But yeah, that would be some interesting fun content in my opinion. So been playing that mostly. I'm going to start my run with the first Berserker Kazan this week as well. And so I'm looking forward to that. I haven't played another game because don't get me wrong, Monster Hunter I could probably play every day, but I really need to play a story-based game again. And I want to play an RPG, another RPG, like one that's been on my 2 playlist is Sea of Stars. And
that's a really good one.
Yeah. So I want to play that one, and that would be So it's just burning a hole on my dresser up there.
Dark Deity. They're about to come out with the second one. I still need to finish the first one, but that's a pretty good RPG.
Oh really? So yeah. I'll probably look at the list on it. I will definitely check it out. And what's it called? And I'm in the process. I still need to finish Trails of Cold Steel 4. I am so far behind on that. Like I've been casually playing that for a long time. I'm near the end of it, and I need to beat it so I can continue on, because I still haven't played the Trails Through Daybreak series that's been out for the past year. And apparently they're going to be on their third game. They just announced their third game, that's coming out the end of this year. So I need to catch up on that. But and also getting ready for next week. We're going to be, like I said earlier, Davis in third person.
He talked about himself in the third person. That was crazy.
Smitty, Lex, and I are going to be going to Arizona for a Game On Expo. We're going to be doing a panel. We're going to be saying we're wanting to know everyone's hot takes in video games live at Game On Expo. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to be there for all 3 days. So if you do see us, definitely go stop by, say hello. We'd love to talk. We definitely love to talk, hence the podcast. And so we definitely we'll chat it up with you. So if you are going to Game On Expo, still haven't gotten your tickets, just go to gameonexpo.com, put in the code the CFG, and you'll be getting 10% off on the ticket prices right now. So that's going to be a fun one. Oh, they do have a panel room. I didn't even know. Thank you. So 1 p.m. It's going to be 1 p.m. panel room on 122C on Saturday. So it's going to be a fun. It's going to be a real fun panel. Can't wait. We're going to give out some really cool prizes and stuff. I can't wait to see the classic Smitty shirts. That's what I can't wait to see. That's the one thing I'm looking forward to, is just like see your face planted other classic Smitty faces. Have you seen that shirt, Pop?
I have. I think Bill showed it what we were talking about last time.
Oh, I love it. I love that shirt. It's such a great shirt. I need to make it an emote. That's what it also needs to be. It needs to be an emote too.
You do have that graphic.
I do have that graphic. So there you go. But anyways, I know you don't want to talk about Game On Expo quite yet. We have a week for that to happen. So let's go through that. Let's go through the normal rigmarole that we like to do each and every week. So each of us chooses a topic of discussion in the world of video games. The topic would or could be a game itself or something that happened in the game itself in the previous week. But we don't want to talk about it amongst ourselves. We want you, the listeners and viewers on Twitch and on YouTube, to be a part of the conversation. So if there is something you're wanting to chime in about, by all means, just type it inside the chat and we will talk with you and go from there. So, Pop, what are you bringing to the table?
I'm sure all of us tuned into the Nintendo Direct, considering that this Direct has had its largest number of viewers, as well as I think this Direct has had like the largest amount of announcements I've ever seen in a Direct in recent years.
Yeah, it has been
with
a
all
bit.
that they showed. Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen a Direct with this many games being listed out. Some of my favorite announcements being Tomodachi Life, and I'm happy for all the Metroid Prime fans. I was not expecting them to just be like,
let me ask you something about Tomodachi. 4. Yeah, let me ask you about Tomodachi, because like I actually asked Lucentai about this the other day. Like I am not familiar with the fan base of Tomodachi video games. I know about the Tomodachi itself, but like how like I didn't think it was this popular about for this series, for Tomodachi period. Like how big of a fan base are we talking about? Like, because if you played them in the past, like, because it was really weird when I saw it at the end of the Direct yesterday or the other day, for it to be closing out the Direct itself. It's like, is it that big for the like fan base wise to you?
I'm not really sure about the West, but it was definitely super huge in Japan, because there was a Japan exclusive Tomodachi collection on the 3DS, if I recall. Mm-hmm. But we haven't had a Tomodachi game since 2014. So this is over a decade waiting for this particular game, because there's been such a lack of simulation games on that level. I mean, right now you just have like The Sims dominating to an extent, and Tomodachi Life just has Tomodachi Life has things that even The Sims does not offer.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I've been actually just curious about it. Apparently Lucentai says Tomodachi is 6.2 million copies. Wow. Sold?
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay. Okay. To be fair, though,
I knew it had to have been big, dude. Like I was like, I've never even heard of this, but it, again, it's akin of like a Mies. What was that one?
I mean, it's a game where you get to hang out with people. Like, who isn't gonna like a game where you can just hang out? Like honestly, if this game had come out when Animal Crossing dropped, Animal Crossing would have lost.
But to be fair, though, I still kind of think that these simulator games are still kind of a little bit niche, because the ones that are in my mind, well, I mean, I don't know what I'm talking about overall about when it comes to this kind of deal, but like, what's it called? What's the one that just recently came out? Hello Kitty, the Hello Kitty one, Hello Kitty Adventures.
Hello Kitty Island.
Yeah. Yeah, like, I mean, even though it's like, I was surprised, like, if I didn't know people that played that, I would have been like, wow, why are they making a big deal of this? Like, but then I started looking at the reviews, and I also looked at a lot of like the fan base, which is they're an incredible fan base. On top of all that, I was like, wow, okay, I didn't know it was this popular. But to say that, I don't know if did they sell? I mean, I don't think it sold as like 6.2 million. That's a lot. I mean, just 6.72 is just a lot. Yeah. And I was like so surprised, like with like, there's definitely a market for it, but like, since I never really kind of kept any attention to that market, it just seems amazing to me. It's surprising when all this stuff is happening. So, but specifically Tamagotchi, I was like, wow, okay, that's odd. Vegito Sensei says, is Hello Kitty still a thing? It absolutely is. Yeah. It absolutely is.
Sanrio is not going to get rid of their flagship character.
Yes, it definitely is. Yeah, but no, I'm sorry, I kind of cut off on you on the deal, but what else about the Nintendo Direct?
I was not expecting a Pokemon announcement.
Really?
Dude, that was kind of crazy.
I actually was not expecting a Pokemon announcement.
Oh, okay.
I figured that they would just save until the Switch 2.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, some of their, main titles like Mario, Pokemon, and Zelda would be saved for like after the Switch 2 Direct. But
there probably will be a Pokemon though. Their release, and they said it too. They were gonna, they've been aggressive about their release schedules and how much they've been releasing in the last few years. So I wouldn't be surprised. I was surprised to see that they had something in this Direct. I figured it would wait until Switch 2, but the fact that, they still came out with something here, I still believe that they're going to come out with something or have something towards the beginning, launch of Switch 2 as well. Yeah. So we'll have to wait and see. But I was like, this looks fantastic. As a person that doesn't know really anything about Pokemon and or knows very limited and small amounts, I was like, that actually looks like a fun game.
Well, here's the thing though, first off, I think, don't get me wrong, to say that they decided to do a Nintendo Direct literally a week before the Switch 2 announcement is wild to me. However, with that said, I wasn't
going to say that, but yeah.
But with that said, I think my personal expectations on the Switch 2 announcement that's coming out next week is I don't think they're going to be focusing on a lot of games, but rather the specs and what their plan is going to be for it. They're going to announce day one games, but I don't think the level of games that what the Direct showed us this week is going to be showing into the initial Switch deal. Yeah. So I feel that this is the perfect time for them to show and to sneak peek it with Pokemon Zaw. Now the question is as you know, my biggest beef with Pokemon as of late is just the quality of it. Is just hopefully they will show they need to show at least something that could give me some sort of level of trust to be if I get Pokemon Zaw, should I wait till I get a Switch 2 or these kind of things, because the crap that they're pulling with the Switch for Pokemon should be criminal at this point. But yeah, so the deal is I think they did it right to release and show what Zaw is going to be like. And but yeah, they have a stepping stone. They definitely have a stepping stone to go with from expectations of this game, especially this game. I'm not saying that Nintendo needs this to succeed, but this game is a monster powerhouse of a game. This is a pillar for Nintendo, and the way that it's been treated for the past 10 years is terrible. It's unbelievably terrible. So like I said, I have high expectations. I love playing Pokemon, the newer Pokemon games, but they can't do what they did with Scarlet and Violet and the one before it. I can't remember the one before it this time. So yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. Now the real question is, are y'all going to get a Switch? Are y'all planning on getting Switch 2 day one?
There are only two franchises that are, well, the other one would have to be a Nintendo exclusive first before they release it to other platforms. First, Legend of Zelda. They would need a Legend of Zelda title for me to commit to getting the Switch 2. The other franchise, Dragon Quest.
A Dragon Quest game on day one? Oh, wow. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we're supposed to get Dragon Quest 12 news in April.
Oh.
Per the director, yeah. But yeah, if those two franchises, if they say, oh, Dragon Quest 12 is coming, but it's going to be available on PlayStation as well, I'm not going to get a Switch 2. I'm going to play it on PlayStation.
Right.
I think I would have to get Dragon Quest 12 still on PlayStation. Have to get,
even if I did have a Switch 2, I would still get it on PlayStation. But they would have to announce a new Legend of Zelda game for me to commit to getting a Switch 2.
Yeah. How about for you, Smitty?
I already said it. It was Mario Kart for me. They got my money. They could take my wallet. Sold. Yeah, I'm like Wilbo, day zero, baby.
Yeah, I'm definitely want to get a Mario Kart as well. I think Mario Kart is going to be the only reason would be the drive for it. But and then
that's the only thing that can get me to get a day one Switch is a new Mario Kart, and that is literally what they showed us when we finally got official confirmation. I was like, stop reading my mind, take my wallet, shit.
Yeah, but let's talk about also the little bit of the elephant in the room, dude. Like the one thing that I was definitely hyped about this direct was Metro Prime 4, because I don't know how many podcasts that we have talked about in the past. I have been saying so long is like, we need a video of Metroid Prime to come out, and I like, because if this is probably another reason why I would buy a Switch too, to be honest with you, because like if it comes out, they say it's coming out this year, 2025. But this game has been in a weird limbo for the past 5 years. This was announced when the first year of when the first Switch came out, when the Switch came out. Yeah. So I'm kind of hesitant to even wanting to dream that this game's coming out this year. But yeah, so like, but Metroid Prime 4, 4 Beyond, oh my God, finally. It's like, okay, let's go, man. Because like, I don't ask for much when it comes to Nintendo. I really don't. but this is the one that I've been like consistent on for it to come out. And then now when they showed video and what you could do with the psychic powers and stuff, you're basically Jean Grey. And now in Metroid outfit, it's like, oh, okay, let's do it. It's time to get it on. So yeah, I am really hyped about this one, and I'm so glad. This looks exactly like what I was expecting it to be. So yes, and then some. So this is going to be a fun one. So Metroid Prime 4 is going to be great. Vegito Sensei also said, without question, there's going to be a Legend of Zelda game to come out on Switch too. Oh no doubt. There's absolutely
no doubt. But this is specifically like day one.
Day one. Yeah.
Tears of the Kingdom is barely 2 years old. We probably won't see a new Legend of Zelda title of that caliber until 2027. Honestly.
To be honest with you, though, too, like, you remember like when the Switch came out, they knew what they were doing when they decided to make Zelda day one when that came out. So like was. So I don't think we're going to see it in Switch 2 when it comes to this kind of deal. But yeah, this is going to be a great it's going to be a good, like, the system. I just want to know the specs. That's the one thing I also am looking forward to on the Switch too. Is just I just need to know the specs of what they're going to do. Like I know it's going to be, it's drawing out more power than what the original one was doing, but I don't know anything else beyond that, which is really questionable. So I don't know, but I'm going crazy. Breath of the Wild tears at 60 frames per second would be cool. That would be kind of cool. Oh, Breath of the Wild and tears. I think that tears would be at 60 frames per second. Hopefully, you know what? If there's an enhanced mode for Switch games to be played on Switch 2, that's another option. Which they have been saying that there's certain games that have been pulling it. There is a performance mode in certain games that are not accessible on the Switch, but it's in the code of the cartridges. So I want to know if there might be something that could happen on games like that. So that would be very interesting if they did. Wilbo says, I'll probably finish Xenoblade Chronicles X on Switch too. Actually, Xenoblade Chronicles X was one of those games that have a performance mode for faster FPS. So that's going to be a good one. Yeah, and also, like, I was going to say this though, the game that also I'm also was so glad about that they announced on the Direct was the game from Tribute Games and from what's it called? What's the people who did Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The recent Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles beat 'em up game. So it's called Marvel Cosmic Invasion. Basically,
I saw that.
Yeah, the X-Men sequel, X-Men 2 essentially sequel. I like to call it because this game looks fun. Dotemu, that's what it is. Dotemu is publishing it, but Tribute Games is the one that made it. This game is going to be another beat 'em up, but it's going to be with Marvel characters and stuff again. When I saw this, I was like, oh my god, this is like Cosmic Invasion. Oh, this is going to be a slick one again. A slick one. So 4 players, really going to be a fun one to mess around in and see what they're going to do. But these are the people. These are the people that you're wanting to make a 2D beat 'em up. This is the right company to do it. So looking forward to that. Definitely looking forward to checking this one out too. So
I'm really hoping this game doesn't drop in August because that's when Shinobi comes out.
No, that's good. Dude, if they put the game against another game that they're making, oh my god, that would be terrible. And keep in mind, there's another beat 'em up, but it's made by Retro Arcade called Toxic Avenger. That's gonna be a one too.
Yeah,
so
that's
that
right.
comes up. Yeah, that's gonna come out this year. Oh, Toxic Avenger. Oh man, yeah. If you're a child of the '80s, you would definitely remember Toxic Avenger. So that one's gonna be a fun one too. Oh, Annihilator is the bad guy in this. Oh, okay.
Is this company working on Shinobi as well? I know Sega's doing it in house.
Dotemu. It's Dotemu. Sega is working with Dotemu with it. Dotemu is the developer that's working with Shinobi. So this is
Are you sure? Because I haven't seen. I know Lizard Cube is.
Hold on.
The people that did Streets of Rage.
Yeah, that's also Dotemu. That was also Dotemu.
Lizard Cube. Streets of Rage 4 will do all.
So wait, is Lizard Cube a subsidiary of Dotemu? Because Dotemu doesn't have anything to do with Shinobi. It's only Lizard Cube and Shinobi.
Oh, I'm sorry.
He said, "Dummy Davis, Dotemu ain't got nothing to do with Shinobi."
Oh, okay, well, my mistake.
I may or may not have added in my own
take for it. Okay, there you go. Whatever. Yeah, because he has so much vitriol and hate for me. I don't know what it is. Jesus. It's like he decided. It's like Lucinda. I just put like a sentence says Dotemu ain't got nothing to do with Shinobi. Then you have a paragraph of like just such shade. That's what. That's what it is. Like,
oh God.
Jesus. Okay. Am I on two screen? My bad.
Yeah, you are.
Oh yeah.
We've been kicked out.
I'm doing. Yeah, you're done. You're done. That's what it is. It's all.
No, why am I being kicked off? I wasn't the one that made the comment.
Off the cast.
That's what it is. He's off the cast. He's done. We'll put a Twitter announcement at the end of it. Smitty Smitty unanimously was too busy. Yeah. Anyways, no. The one thing I was actually wanting to know about was the virtual game card, like how that system is going to work. And I was talking, I was talking into it, and I was like, this is a good idea, but at the same time, I wish it was not Nintendo that was implementing it.
Why?
Why? Because what was it? Like, I think for anything that's the sharing and stuff like that. From what I'm gathering, because I think, and Lucinda, correct me if I'm wrong, you have to be local, like you have to be in the vicinity or within the same network to share the card, the virtual card itself. So originally. So like, let's say, so theoretically, it's like, so you can't use the internet to give someone access to the to a game if you wanted to do it. You know, so like I was just like, oh, okay, that's kind of odd. Like, why? So you can't. So I guess the only point of sharing. Well, first off, you have to be in the family account, which is fair. That's fair to say. But like, if you do. You can't just share it to anyone. You can only share it within your family. The family account is another option. It's another limitation. So
I don't remember that being a thing.
Yeah, let me see.
I wrote that away from that.
I wrote the point. It said digital games will be on separated screens. If you have 2 Nintendo Switches, you're able to move it for free. You can lend games to family members' accounts, and you can lend one game at a time with the 14-day time period.
Like that's I don't like that. Like, I don't know why they would put weird limitations like that, especially if you're only able to share within your family account. Why does it need a limitation like that? Why does it need to be like a rental? This ain't Blockbuster. Like, what is that?
Yeah, like
these
limitations are a little bit like, I mean, 14 days is reasonable, and the worst case scenario is that you can it's local, like it's going to be within your network, so it's people that's going to be around with you. But like, I know on certain circumstances that some people are sharing a family account together, but they're not locally together. You know what I'm saying? So Yeah, so,
and I think it's a great idea, because that is one thing that's a pain in the ass with the Switch, because we have a family account, and like my daughters can't, like, some of the games she can't play because she's not signed into my account on hers, but it's like and like sometimes I have to make hers the main account in order for her to play the games. So like it's definitely a pain, and they like, I feel like this at least kind of simplifies the system a bit. I just wish they would have opened it up more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Instead of continuing with their weird limitations.
Yeah, in your circumstance, this is a perfect situation for you, because this is like you're in the same house, and you could do that. And then when your daughter asks, "Hey, I want to play this game," you can easily just make the virtual card available for them for their Switch. So that's great. But I guess it's just more like you're making it like you're digitally sharing and stuff, but you're not wanting to. You're giving a lot of limitations for you to be able to do it in a wider net. And I'm just like, that's just odd to me, because like, you're right. Fine if you want to put it behind the family share wall, that's fine. But some families don't live in the same area, or let alone the same state, and you're saying that they can't do it unless they're physically within your network. I wonder if you could do that through a VPN. Could that work? Huh?
I don't know. Good question.
I don't know.
I'm sure somebody will figure it out.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna figure it out.
Yeah,
like, hey guys, here's how we figured out how to do it.
Yeah, we finished the rest of the steps that Nintendo didn't feel like doing.
I know, right? It's like Nintendo kind of gave us like half the way there, but then we just decided to go the rest of the way. So I don't know, man. It's really weird.
What up, Snake Eyes?
Hey, Snake Eyes is here. Hey, Snake Eyes says sharing with family across country. Psh, ain't no one going to be doing that. Yeah, that's essentially what Nintendo's mentality is. Although Nintendo's always had a
company, and I don't know if there's a lot of divorces that happen over there. So I don't know.
Nothing to do with this.
Consideration.
That has nothing to do with this.
I'm just saying. It could. Nintendo, maybe that's something that they don't take into consideration. I know that there's also Nintendo of America, but if it's like a blanket thing that they're doing, and maybe, I don't know, maybe the divorce rate isn't as high over there, so it's not something that they necessarily thought about when they built this out.
Nah, I'm not. I'm a shenanigans on that.
Divorce is least of their worries. They have a birth rate problem, but that's a different discussion for another day. Yeah.
And then secondly, like, first off, you're talking about Nintendo, the place that is literally that uses like freaking bubble gum and wrapping and like tape just to keep their net code like up and running correctly.
True.
To be the one. They
literally sold boxes to people, and people bought them.
Yeah, I know, right? to be implementing something like this, I would not trust them. Yeah, that's very true.
Oh man,
that was one of the craziest things I ever seen.
That
is funny.
What was it called?
And people are
Labo. That's what it was called. Like, they made it like sound so interesting. Like, oh, it's like. Bitch, this is cardboard.
That's just a box.
Use your imagination. You can make it into a boxcar or whatever and do different cool things. Make different kinds of contraptions for your Wiimote. Such a great thing. Or on your Switch. Oh my God, yeah, this is freaking hilarious.
Yeah, see, like, there's never 400 days.
Oh no, I'm good. I am definitely good. But anyways, overall, what did you think of the Nintendo Direct? What did you think of the Nintendo Direct, Pop?
Oh, it was solid. Like I said, I wasn't expecting them to have such a large roster of games to show. Because in the past, I think the last time I saw, I was able to catch a Direct. I was like, man, I was really short, not really fulfilling.
Yeah, that's true.
It was crazy because this one only ran about 35 minutes, I think, too.
Only? So, like, that's actually pretty good.
They packed it. No, I was saying they packed it in. I mean, that's like,
they packed in a lot.
Yeah. I feel like Nintendo, in terms of when it comes to like directs and showcases and things like that, they typically run on the shorter end of them. So for them to get all that into 35 minutes is, I always feel like Nintendo does some of the best jobs with their direct presenting, their stuff to people.
Yeah, that's very true. I mean, yeah, we'll see. Like I said, we'll definitely going to be in tune. Unfortunately, I will not be able to see the Switch 2 direct next week because I'll be on a plane. But hopefully we'll see how it's going to be. That I'm looking forward to it. But definitely checking it when I get the second I land down. I'm going to be like, okay, what's up? And see how what they announce. And I'm pretty sure people will reach out to me on Discord like, oh, did you see this and stuff? So we'll see. A good one. Okay, but now it's time for my topic, and then I'm going to do a continuance because I think I talked about this last week about Game Informer, but now it's official. Game Informer has officially returned, which thank God it's that we actually have the magazine. One of the big ones is coming back again. It just seems like all the news about this return of Game Informer, it just gets better and better. Because originally there was a lot of different kinds of things. Because like usually I think print is essentially dead when it comes to like magazine and sources like that. But the overall conception of it is freaking awesome. So anyways, Game Informer is officially back. Started back on Tuesday of this week. It didn't seem like, it felt like it didn't even skip a beat. Like they did the first thing that they came back with is the review for Assassin's Creed Shadows, which is crazy to me. I was like, oh, so they were already working in the background. So GameStop has officially sold their Game Informer to Gunzilla Games, which is a European-based company, and has acquired the rights to the gaming magazine itself, and it's bringing the site back as well as the full back archive back online. So everything is back online towards it. The thing that makes it even better, everyone that lost their job from Game Informer are all back in Game Informer. So they got all their jobs. So all the people that lost their jobs now are now back there. So it is Gunzilla's a blockchain. Oh, really? Is that the company? I didn't think it was. Okay, but anyways, well, that's a whole different discussion in itself. But hey, but in a way though too, like you know what? It was the devil was already owning it with GameStop, so who knows, man? At this point, if they're not going to be adding these weird these weird blockchain articles and stuff, then we'll see. But if it's still good old fashioned Game Informer, then I'm fine for now. As you know, it had a 30-year run throughout its life. Now it's coming back. For right now, it's not doing physical publishing, so there's no magazines or stuff that's physically out yet. But they are planning on bringing back the original magazines and stuff, physical magazines. So print is coming back with it. But their website is now officially back up with everything. The original editor-in-chief, I believe his name was Matt something, I can't remember. Matt Smith, I don't know. But anyways, Matt Miller, there we go. He's back. He's running the helm of everything, and it is actually like freaking awesome. So excuse me. So yeah, so this is really good news in my opinion. We'll see it, like hopefully they last how good it's going to be if they haven't changed, if they're not planning on changing much or a lot. In the meantime, if you're wanting to support it and hopefully stay up with it, just go to their website gameinformer.com and you can sign up with an account with an account with a newsletter and stuff. So definitely check it out. Just want to know what do you guys think about this?
I mean, I'm glad that the people got their jobs back and stuff like that. Obviously, when this went down, it was a huge news. It came out of nowhere. Yeah. So it's good to see that you know what I mean, people's jobs and stuff like that have been reinstated. I'm not gonna lie though, I don't think I ever read Game Informer. I was like, oh, they're back, and I went and I was like, this does not look familiar to me.
What is this?
Yeah, like for me, Game Informer was more about the physical magazines, the artwork of the cover and stuff like that than the actual information that they were providing. I loved it for their covers and things of that nature. But again, when you have such a devastating blow, and for something like that to happen so unexpectedly to people, to see them be able to get their jobs back obviously is huge. Again, what you're saying in terms of being owned by somebody that owned, or I don't understand the blockchain. So I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. I've heard both sides, and I still don't understand what it is or how to feel about it. But I'm more of a wait and see. And for me, it's more about, are they going to give me some information that I can actually use? Will I look to them as a source of, information or for stories and things like that that I could utilize in my work as well? Otherwise, I'm just like, I'm glad they got their jobs back.
Okay. You know what, to be fair though, like I think like out of all the different kinds of magazines, besides like the big ones that I was a big fan of besides Nintendo Power was Electronic Gaming Monthly, was a great one. And then and Game Informer, Game Informer has consistently had great articles on just things that were that was happening in gaming, and then as well as just in general. I mean, like it wasn't like you had to worry about like a very strongly biased like kind of level of direction of what they were pointing at, or if these people really, well, like the closest, I guess they're the closest people that would say it how it was, like if this game was good or if this game was ass, that kind of deal. But yeah, right. So no, like I would definitely get a chance if they can get back into the old archives, you'll see what I mean. It's freaking awesome. What about you, Pop? What do you think about this?
I was happy to hear that they got all the editors back. What really was like heartwarming for me was seeing the different gaming brands like welcome them back, and they like posted the covers of like the first article that was written about them or one of their games, and the people that came back were responding like, "Oh, this is the first one I ever did on this franchise," or "I'm happy to be writing about y'all again." And it was just a really heartwarming. It felt like the gaming community was healing for a second. Yeah, it's still in shambles just a little bit because some people are ruining it for others, but I was really happy to see that they've come back. I also like that they have both digital and physical subscriptions, so it'll be, I think the physical won't be ready until May, but it is nice to that they have that option to where if you want to read digitally you can, or if you like me and you like to read things in hard copy, you can do that too.
I was gonna say, I think I might get the hard copy subscription. Like, if I were to do any, it would be, I would want the physical magazines.
Yeah, I would.
You can't beat those covers.
Exactly.
I would love. I like the idea of getting the physical magazines, but I just don't have a place to put them. That's my problem.
That's fair.
So like,
that's fair.
Yeah. So no, I think I'd support by just the digital content
Wesley LeBlanc.
Oh yeah. So
I do love that dude. I do love Wesley LeBlanc. I follow that guy.
Oh, you know that guy? Okay, so there you go.
I follow. Well, I don't know him personally, but I think we've talked on Twitter here and there. Yeah. But I do love his work.
Yeah. So no, it's definitely it's definitely something that I think is like this is the story. I think it's just something that we need to hear. Because we hear nothing but just bad news. Everything's been just gone to shit when it comes to like video game journalism in general, like the big giants of it. Because now the biggest giant of it all right now is IGN, and there's nothing there's nothing that's going to be that's out there that could compare to the size of that. Unless you're going to online with the other ones like Kotaku, which I can't trust. With Kotaku, unfortunately, but then
that's another. I don't.
And Pop, what was the name of the the one that you were noticing that like these people like that had like some sort of personal vendetta, like on, was it in art for RPG, like a specific RPG or a specific game series that they gave it like a rating of 7 or lower. Like consistently, trying to remember what it was, what you told me.
Come on, IGN.
Was it IGN? Oh, okay, yeah. So IGN.
Yeah, IGN always did that with Sega games.
Yeah, it was really weird.
Yeah, so when Like a Dragon when one of the Like a Dragon games got higher than a 7, everybody was just like, what?
Yeah, I didn't even notice it until Pop said something about it. I was like, what? It's like, when he's like, there's no way that they were that consistent. And then I looked it all up, and sure enough, all they're saying was around the 7. I was like, wow, okay, Jesus, okay. But anyways, I digress. But yeah, so Game Informer's back. Definitely support them. It's a freaking great thing. Yeah, Vegeta says, yeah, that's IGN. Give games 7 ratings. You know what is actually kind of fine. I find it very like I'm gonna put a tinfoil hat on. I'm not really familiar with IGN itself, so don't take it with a grain of salt. Like AAA games is I feel like they goon over AAA games a lot more than any other kinds of, like, you know, games or other, like, you know, like any game that's like really, really expensive to make and stuff. You see a higher rating on those than smaller developers, in my opinion. Like that's how I always feel when I look at some of these videos. But you know, yeah. Prove me wrong. If you do, awesome. But I'm maybe coming out of the place of being naivety. I don't know, but we'll go from there. Anyways, Smitty, what are you closing us up with?
Yeah, I just wanted to talk about it. It's finally happened. If you guys know, I've been talking about it here for some time now, but Once Human has finally put out and came out with an update to make permanent servers. If you've played it or if you have not, basically each season they do a server wipe. They add in new things, different scenarios and stuff like that. You go to a place called Eternal Land, which essentially is a home base during those server wipes and stuff like that for your person. The thing that sucks about it, though, is that it's just you. You can invite people there to your home, essentially a home island or whatever, but you can't really do much other than yourself being there. So they have finally unlocked the ability to be able to have no wipe permanent servers for the PvE scenarios. There's also going to be a new PvE. I'm sorry, it's not just for PvE, it's for PvP and PvE, both permanent server. But they're also bringing in a new PvE scenario, which will be coming with this next wipe, and a new map. The maps are pretty big, so I'm really excited about seeing a new map. I'm currently in the winter scenario at the moment, so I haven't even completed all that stuff. But this is exciting news for somebody that is, you know, it's a survival game. And something for me about survival games is that, you know, if it's a survival game, it should be, or what I feel, perpetual clock, perpetual server, continues to go. You're surviving. So I was not a big fan of the server wipes. I said that from the get-go. I tested during the alpha and the beta. That has always been my biggest problem about the game, was the server wipes. So this to me is absolutely huge. I'm looking to build a digital life, and I want to know who's coming with me.
Not me.
Damn you.
But I just wanted to say this because I never really understood why they decide, was this known that this was going to be happening when the game came out, or was this something that was that y'all were caught off guard when it was
server
released?
Wipes?
Yes.
No, we knew the server wipes were going to be a thing. It was literally one of the things that I had typed up in the surveys. The server wipes, they're confusing. No, I did not like them. I've never been a fan of them.
So, I guess it just doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. I'm not familiar with these kind of games. I mean, this game is a free to play game. I'm assuming I put this game kind of like Genshin Impact, Honkai, and all that stuff, but why? No. I'm not saying. I'm just saying because it's free to play and it's on free to play and all that stuff. I just assumed that it was going to be the same kind of style of pushing it. I just don't see the justification of them wiping the.
I understand why, because that's essentially when they're adding in the new scenarios, they want to be able to do it so that people are having to go through the stuff fresh, as opposed to it being more of a sandbox where they introduce new things into the existing stuff. So it was a way of them separating. So the server wipe stuff is still going to be a thing, but you can be on a server now that does not wipe. And there's going to be cross character progression as well, and cross character sharing. So you can share items that you have. And there was like a little bit of that in a limited capacity from Eternal Land into the new server. You can bring over a certain amount of stuff. It was never enough though, because you literally go to Eternal Land with like everything that you had basically from that last stuff. And there, and each scenario has its own like special resources and things like that that are specific to that scenario. So, you know, again, I understood why they were doing the wipes in terms of that, but I wanted more of the sandbox experience for myself personally when it comes to a survival game. So I kind of feel like this is just kind of giving us the best of both worlds now that there's going to be servers that will have that you know, ongoing stuff. So I wanted to see if that's enough to get any people interested in at least going back in and checking it out. I know we Davis, I'm not speaking of Davis, though. I'm not speaking of Davis. Anybody else?
Pop, are you interested? Are you gonna give a one? The
update
one
already dropped.
A chance?
The update dropped on the 13th. This is something that is available now. That's why I said, who's coming with me? Where are we building out, y'all? Let's build our best digital lives.
I haven't played Once Human. I haven't been the type to really play survival type games, but I'm glad y'all have something to look forward to. I didn't know that they even did something like that. That sounds really annoying.
You know what?
Yeah.
Like you said, there's I guess there's definitely a reason for it, and I understand it because this reminds me of Path of Exile, like or Diablo. Because like what season because like the way that,
or even like the extraction shooters, they do wipes and stuff like that.
Oh, I didn't know that, but yeah. So like, I mean, I can kind of make sense because the way that the story is lined up, and I don't think there's not enough meat in the story itself, that it's more like a scenario based of a season.
There is enough meat in the story. It's a full blown ass story, dude. Like each scenario is a full blown story in itself.
That's what I'm saying. I know, but like, that's what I'm saying. It's like the scenario. I'm assuming each scenario is a season, correct? Am I right? Or
yeah, essentially.
Okay, so I'm saying that like every time they add a scenario, they don't want you to be overpowered, and they're wanting you to limit it down. They're wanting to limit you down. So that's like I can see why they're doing it. I'm not saying that it's like that it's like, oh, it's an arcade shooter kind of situation. It's just that each season has a theme of some sort, but they don't want you to be like just ripping through it because it's like, oh wow, we've been working on this for 6 months, and then all of a sudden this guy beats it in less than an hour. It's like, it's terrible, you know.
Well, so. and you know what that reminds me of? You then get into the Destiny conundrum where you're constantly having to level everything up to meet the levels as you build on top of it until it's just till you're like power level 2000, and it gets ridiculous. And then then you have to scale all the enemies, and like it becomes a problem eventually. So I see again another reason why they would do those server wipes, have everybody start, because then you don't have to worry about that crazy power scaling.
It would be a different story if they were recycling the information. They were recycling it, and then they're like, okay, you lose your power, your level and stuff, and go from there. Yeah, I can understand people's frustration, but at the same time, though, it's hard for me to say, oh, I need to start from scratch and just go back up again. I mean, you can only do this. You can only do that a certain amount of times until you'd be like, what's the freaking point, you know?
Right.
So
exactly, and that's exactly Yeah.
So I know. I mean, I guess it's a good move to keep the community happy. So far they've been pretty stable. Because like the only reason why I thought that they would have done otherwise would have been like they're seeing a slump of numbers of players that are playing, but it seems like it's been fairly consistent. So
Again, dude, this is one of the better survival games that I have played, and they did a really good job of building out. That's one of my issues with survival games. A lot of them don't have an actual story or anything. So sometimes it gets boring just surviving, and you know what I mean? It's like, give me something to do sometimes. So like they did a really good job of building this out. And you also have to remember, this dropped the week after that one game that they said was a survival game. It lasted like less than a week.
The day after,
before or the day
before.
after. Yeah. This dropped like a week after. It didn't drop. I think like that's when the alpha or beta test was. And we got into that, and I was like, this is what I thought that other game was going to be.
That's real crazy. That's wild. So, yeah, I mean, well,
I love seeing it. I love and the support that they've been doing, the changes. Like, it's a solid. If you like survival games, and now with these permanent servers, I definitely would say check it out for sure.
Yeah. So it looks like Snake Eyes and Vegeto's on board. So there you go.
Yeah.
You're
called you guys up.
Your call to arms is working, Smitty.
That's right. Well, I got another friend that hit me up on Twitter, Flea Puff. She didn't know that I played. I was like, yeah, dude, I've been playing from the jump off. So I think she's going to send me over information because I think they may already be on a permanent server. So I'll hit you guys up.
That's perfect. That's great. You know, it's funny. I was looking at this information of this Warriors Abyss with the Atelier people. Real quick, like apparently, like what Smitty was wanting to also mention because he's totally gooning over Warriors Abyss so far.
I love it, dude. I love it.
Yeah, he's been so there's I don't know if the DLC is out yet or if it's officially out yet, but is it out? Okay, so the Atelier. Okay, cool. So so they're adding a DLC 2 update that just came out officially. With three new characters in this update from the Atelier series. So it's going to be Atelier. It's Ryza. The main characters from Ryza, Sophie, and from the most recent one, Yumiya. So I'm looking at the video of what these people can do, and it's actually pretty nice. It looks really cool. I think
they're flame based, right?
I don't know what elements that they're doing, but it looks wild though. I mean, to be fair though, I don't know what is going on. It's just so much stuff is happening.
Yeah, I know, that's craziness. Oh, that's nice.
But they're using the big thing about Atelier. I know you're not familiar with the Atelier series, Smitty, but the thing with the Atelier characters are that they are chemists. They're alchemists. So so that's they have a lot of cool alchemist like abilities and stuff. So these so that it looked really cool. My favorite one was Ryza because she has this crazy transmutation circle that has all these different things that's just dropping in. Hopefully we'll see it in a minute. But yeah. I mean, this makes me kind of want to try this game out.
Dude, it's good, man. It's good.
Yeah. And I don't hate Dynasty Warriors. It's just the game is just repetitive. Like extremely repetitive. No, I wouldn't say that. The game is just repetitive normally. I mean, it's just.
I can see that. Origins was good though. I don't care what anybody says. They knocked that out of the park. That felt like a reboot of the Warriors series.
Yeah, well, Origins has a I've thought about picking it up too. Okay, yeah, so like so Lucid says from what it looks like, Yumiya is just as busted in Warriors Abyss as she is in the Atelier games, which is crazy to me. Yeah, because she's the only one that has a gun. I'm just kidding, but technically I'm not. That's what Yumiya does have a gun.
People with a gun.
No, I'm talking about the Atelier series. Everyone else is like staff and chemist and stuff.
Gun.
She's the one that brought a gun. She's the one that brought a gun. Yeah, she's the one that brought a gun to a knife fight. That's what it was. Yeah, though, right? It's like not only did I do magic, I also have a gun. Yeah. It's so great. It's like, here we go. But anyways,
magic up some bullets here real quick.
Yeah, let me just use my alchemy to make these magical bullets and just go straight through my enemies. Jesus. But anyways, folks, Thank you for listening to episode number 257 of the CFG Game Cast. Thank you for being a part of the conversation as always. We will not be back next week, but we will be doing a recording live out at Game On Expo in Phoenix, Arizona. So that will be perfect. But we will release that and this episode at the beginning of every Monday of each and every week on all podcast services. So there is absolutely no reason to miss out on all sexy voices. Ooh. There we go. Yes. And guys, thank you so much. And also check out our website, conferencegeeks.com, with the most latest reviews. Hopefully with that, we'll be seeing a new review with Fragpunk here soon. But guys, once again, this is Davis, Pop, and Smitty saying goodbye. Peace out.